This lesson is on the CyberQP Technician Vault. If you're utilizing one of the documentation system integrations, you can skip this lesson. If you are not utilizing one of those integrations, you should watch this lesson. The Technician Vault is where all the credentials are stored for both the rotated accounts as well as any additional accounts that you want to add into the system. To access the Technician Vault, you're first going to have to access a customer. We're going to go ahead and go into this demo customer. In the left-hand navigation menu, we're going to see the passwords option. This is where all the credentials of the administrative accounts that we've imported into the CyberQP dashboard will be located after they're rotated. Outside of the accounts that are being rotated, you can also add additional credentials which will not be rotated. As an example, let's click Add Password. If you go into the account type, you'll notice that we have some options you could select from. So if you were looking to add something like a firewall credential, or maybe an ILO or iDRAC credential, or even something from a website, maybe something like a GoDaddy login, you'd be able to add those in here. You do also have the ability to store OTP codes inside of the Technician Vault. Additionally, with these credentials, you can set who has access to them. By default, anyone with access to the customer will be able to see these credentials. You can also restrict to just the primary and super roles or specific login groups. Login groups were covered in a previous lesson. There's also another way to access this vault. If we go to our administrator's account section of the dashboard, here we get a list of all the accounts that we've imported into the dashboard. From this page, you can simply click one of the display names, and that will bring you into the entry for that account. Inside of the vault, we also store the last 4 credentials in case you ever need them. Down below, you also have a full audit log around who is accessing the credentials. Outside of just viewing or copying the credential, you do also have the ability to share this password. If you click Share Password, you can set expiration for the password link. This doesn't invalidate the password itself, just the link that's being generated. I'm going to create a link for 30 minutes. You can also add an additional message. Let's type a message to share out with this credential. If you want, you can include the username, and you can even expire this after the first time it's viewed. Let's go ahead and select all these options. After this, we're going to click Create. We're now giving the share URL. I'm going to copy this URL to my clipboard and close. Let's open up a new browser window and see what that would look like on the receiving end. After we paste the URL into our web browser, this is what it would look like. This QPM demo up top is just a logo that I've added to my tenant. If you had uploaded a custom logo into the dashboard, that is what would appear on this page. Here you'll get information around the credential that was shared. Let's see what happens if I refresh this page. Since that credential was a one-time use, if we attempt to refresh the page, we'll see the credential is no longer available. The same thing would happen if we did not check the expire on first use, but the time period that we had set had passed. The one thing to keep in mind with the CyberQP Technician Vault, it is geared towards shared credentials. There's no section of the vault where you can restrict things so that only you yourself can see them. Everything is geared about shared access in groups. If you have an existing list of passwords that you're looking to add into the CyberQP Vault, we do provide a method for you to do this. This method is located in the Settings menu. If we scroll to the bottom of the Settings menu, we'll see this Password Manager option where we can upload a CSV file. Looking in the CyberQP knowledge base, you'll be able to find a template that's needed with all the correct formatting on how to set this up. Here's a quick look at the template with all the different fields. In that same knowledge base article, we do provide you all the directions on how to perform this upload. That completes the lesson on the CyberQP Technician Vault.